This video is going to be quick because you just watched it in the last video. This is the tragedy of the commons, which is another collective action problem. Now, again, I'm talking about externalities, I'm talking about public goods, I'm talking about tragedy of the commons. These are all interrelated. It's just, I don't want to go into how they're interrelated. Just for now, we can think about these as just sort of varieties of collective action problems. The tragedy of the commons, you guys just watched that video. I won't assume I have to repeat everything. Everybody owns it. Or maybe you could say nobody owns it, and that means no one is responsible for it. So what happens with the commons tend toward overuse. So if public goods tend to underproduction, the commons tend toward overuse. As you saw in that video, if I don't use it, someone else will use it. And if everybody uses it, then you overuse it and it can't replenish. Those are the things we're talking about here. And everybody's worse in the long run when this thing is gone, whether it's the fish, whether it's clean air, whatever that particular thing might be. And I'll give you one quick example. The Aral Sea. The Aral Sea is it's a body of water out in Central Asia, Uzbekistan area. So if you can see over here, this is like the Aral Sea in the 1950s, and this is the Aral Sea today. It's that little bit right there. You can see how it is evaporating. The reason why is because all the states around this sea use the water that flows into the Aral Sea for their crops. And since the 1950s, cotton has become a big thing in this area. Cotton requires a lot of water. So if Uzbekistan doesn't use it, then Tajikistan's going to use it, or Kazakhstan's going to use it. And so there's just this incentive. If I'm a farmer, I need to grow cotton. I need that water. Over time, the water can't replenish. Every year, less and less water comes in here. The water in the Aral Sea can't replenish. And what we're ending up with is you're ending up with a lack of crops in this area. So these are all, again, we're talking about environmental problems, but these are across the board. These are not just environmental problems. There are security problems, there are human rights problems, all that sort of stuff. So now watch a video about what collective action, just sort of wrap this up, and then we're going to talk about solving these things. How do you solve these problems?